Morning guys, welcome back to Joe's RC Corner, and today we're going to be back on the Cricket, so stay tuned and we're going to see if we can't finish up getting this front cowl mounted. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so welcome back, and yeah, we're going to be trying to do the final top half of this cowl here. So if you remember on the last video, we finished up the bottom cowl. Did have some issues on the bottom section down here because I'm not sure how well it's going to pick up in the camera, but as you can see, this bulges out quite a bit and then curves in pretty sharply right here, which is quite a bit different than this side, which is more straight to the edge here. So that creates a little bit of an issue when you're trying to put the hinge in right here. So this area here, I can't get it to fit flush properly. So, but we're going to take a look at that and see what we can fix there. I'm not sure what it is yet, but we're going to have to take a look. But the next step is basically getting this top cowl lined up. And I know in the last video, I showed my hinge is actually on even with the outside of the skin. I know that's not the way Jan does this, but that's the way I want to do it. So what I'm going to end up doing is up here, I'm going to measure the thickness here of this hinge, and I'm going to trim out that little notch there so that this fits down and flush on top of the other one. And that's going to happen down on this end too. However, I'm going to leave this extended actually a little bit, and the reason for that is I could pull that hinge out that way. So let's move forward with that. We're going to get this down and mounted, see if we can't get this corrected in the it's got to be pulled this way a little bit, and that's going to be down at the bottom corner here. Those two need to be adjusted so that the cowl can come back and over this way just a little bit. So we're going to get that updated, get that corrected, and then we'll move on. Now the fuel, once I get this top cowl off, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the fuel line where it touches right here, and what Jan recommended we do to make that correction. So let's get that cowl off, guys, and we'll take a quick look. Okay guys, so basically what I did, and you may see in the back on the time lapse here, but basically since this was rubbing up against the top of the top cowl, what Jan had said to do is basically it's a soft metal, so just press down on it and go ahead and get it bent down and away. So that's what I did. So as you can see, I need to go just a little bit more here, is if you push down here gently on the metal, not on the plastic here, it then moves down a little bit further. So now, as you can see, it's down, and that should work just fine. So we're going to go ahead and take the top cowl, we're going to test fit that again and make sure that this doesn't hit the top of the cowl here. So we'll work that next, but other than that, everything else clears, everything else looks fine. So let's go ahead and do that test fit. All right, now I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see in there very well, but we're going to see if we can get the camera in there and let you guys see that now we have plenty of clearance there. Look at that. It's not touching anything. So good to go there, guys. Next step is bringing the cowl down, making sure it fits up and lines up with the top cowl or with the bottom cowl, and then we're going to go ahead and make that notch that I need to do. I kind of like seeing this right here, so I may keep that and just kind of adjust the cowl to down on top of there. So that's our plan. We're going to adjust the cowl and down on top of there. Okay guys, so that's the plan. We're going to go ahead and start working on that, and that's all going to be on time lapse. So all right, let's get back to work, guys. Okay, so the next step that I did here is I used my laser level and I marked my center of my opening here, and I marked the center of the opening on this end, and then I used the laser level and connected the lines, and then I just went ahead and drew a mark it, used my Sharpie and marked that. So now I have a center line to measure down from on both sides. That way when I can make sure that my cowl stays as centered as possible over this area. So now my next step is I'm going to go ahead and mark the center line here, which should be in line with this right here. And then I also have a center line on my spinner back plate here, which should line up with that. And that's what we're going to line everything up with on here before we start drilling and Clecoing on here. So that's the plan, guys. Hope it works. I'll come back when we got that done. Okay guys, so what we've got here is we've gone ahead and we've marked the how much I need to cut off here to get it to fit and pull around that the boot cowl there, and on both sides. So we're going to go ahead and trim this. And if you've noticed, it's on an angle, and the reason why it's on an angle, guys, is because I already have this kind of marked out where I need it there. So I want to make sure that I am in line with the bottom first. Right here, and then I'm going to notch it to fit, but I need to get this pulled down and at least get 1 or 2 Clecos in there that I can fill the holes later, but get that Cleco in place, and then we can go ahead and fix that from there. If I haven't fully decided, but I thought about also maybe just gluing some balsa wood back here, putting some filler in there, and then fiberglass in around that as well to bring this up to this space in here. So that might be an option as well. I'm going to see what works best, but let's go ahead and get this trimmed. I've measured it multiple times here, and so we're going to go ahead and get this trimmed, but I'm going to leave the line. I want to make sure I leave that line so that way I have a little bit of play on both sides to kind of finagle it and make it fit nice. And if I leave the line also, that might give me space to put my short piece up at the top. All of this is going to be trimmed down a little bit shorter anyway. I just haven't gotten to that stage. So first things first, we're going to get that mounted on first and then go from there. All right, guys, stay tuned. Okay guys, so welcome back in. Sorry if I didn't move my time-lapse camera enough here, but as you can see, I got this top section here. Now it's Clecoed to the hinge there. I know there's a gap here. We're going to work on this with some body work here because I kind of like having that seam visible. For me, it'll make it easier to make sure these are lined up to slide that pin through. So I think for me, that's going to work out nicely. The other side, we got it started here, and I found out it was a little too long here still. So what we did is we went ahead and went back, we trimmed that just a little bit more. So now that should fit nicely, and I can go ahead and get these Clecos in place. It leaves me a little bit of space up here, which is nice because I want to put a short hinge up here to hold that up away from the skin. And I'm probably going to use something like this along the edging on the top cowl. That'll work as my anti-chafing. I think on the bottom, we're just going to go ahead and continue that down. But we'll see how that looks. See how much space I have regarding putting that edging piece down along the edges here. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. Much better. And nothing is touching inside here, so this is good. I have all bunch of space here. I can't get my hand any further in there, but there's plenty of space in there. Nothing seems to be touching. What we'll do after we get this permanently, at least get this Clecoed in place, we'll take the prop back off so I can see up inside, make sure nothing is touching on the top. But I don't believe there is. I believe everything is looking pretty good in there. I'm not sure how much you'll be able to see, but there we go. I don't see anything touching up there, so we should be okay. It's looking good. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up these Clecos here on the side here and move on. All right, guys, so as you can see, we've gotten the cowl mounted to the top cowl and is now mounted to the bottom cowl. Everything is looking really good now. We got a lot of body work to do, mostly up here in this area. So I'm not sure what I did wrong, but it's probably something I did wrong, not the way the cowl was made. But I think I have a little bit more of a slope down here than what the manufacturer or what Jan probably expected to be here. So what I'm going to end up having to do is build this up a little bit with some, I was thinking maybe using some balsa wood that I can sand really nicely into this and get that smoothed in. And then we're going to use some Bondo to smooth that out. And then we're going to take 2-ounce fiberglass cloth and wrap that around there to hold it all together with some resin. And that may be, that way I can get this gap down here to match, or this gap up here to match this gap down here, and make that nice and smooth and close up that transition. I'm also going to put a spacer behind one of these on both sides here, either the top or the bottom, probably the bottom. Actually, maybe the top, and that'll keep this from bending inward. And then we're going to fiberglass and make that little gap there a little bit less. This back gap I'm going to leave because I need to be able to pull my pin in and out here, and we're going to leave that kind of sitting here when I get the smaller one set up here. But now the next stage is we're going to take this here and we're going to draw a straight line from here all the way across to the other side, and that's going to be my cut line. Now I'm going to leave a little bit extra because I'm going to buy some more of this rubber weather strip in here. And we're going to line this area with that. And that'll make that look nice and hold that in place. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a short piece of pin hinge. And we're going to just have a little extra spot here just to keep this from sliding side to side. Because as of right now, it moves a little bit side to side up here. But so we want to add a little bit of a hinge here, just a short section, just to keep this top section in place and looking good. And then we'll put the that weather stripping on there again. And I'm going to see if I can fit it down on the bottom side. I'm not sure if I will, but if I can, I will, because that'll look really nice going down along that edge once this is all painted in that olive drab like that. Then we can start working on getting the painting done, body work done, and getting all this prepped and ready to go. Right now there's plenty of space here, nothing's touching inside, so we're going to take the cowl off now, or I'm sorry, we're going to take the prop off, and we're going to look inside and we're going to see if there's anything touching up along the top. I know nothing is touching along the bottom, which is good, but we need to make sure nothing is touching on top while this is on. So next step, pull that prop off, set it aside so we can see up inside there. But other than that, guys, I'm really happy with how that's coming out. It's looking really nice. And did I mention I hate doing cowls? Anyways, let's keep working, guys. Okay, guys, so as you can see, I went ahead and we opened up all the holes to the A5 rivet size for this. And I also put a tape line here, and it's this side that's going to be cut off. And I'm hoping that's enough and not too much for the cowl or for the canopy side. So if that all works out, this side will be here will be cut off nice and straight along here and over to the other side as well. And that will go ahead and fix the space in here. And then I'm going to buy some more of this edging material here, and we're going to line that. But there's going to be another small piece up here of hinge that I can put a pin in, and that'll hold this top section to the skin here. So we'll work on that at a later date, of course. And then, of course, there's a lot of body work. So next step, I'm going to pull this off. We're going to deburr the pins or the hinge, and then we're going to go ahead and get these riveted in place. And we're a step closer, guys. So I'm liking this. It's looking good. So keep watching. And just another quick plug here, guys. Go ahead and check out my Teespring store. We have these really awesome tumblers here, guys. They're for sale on my Teespring. One side's got the Joe's RC Corner. Other side's got the L750 Cricket logo on it. So go ahead and check it out. Go to the Teespring store. Link will be in the description. Maybe there's a discount code. All right, guys, so that's pretty much all for today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell. That way you get notified for the next video on the Cricket here. And make sure you visit my Teespring store. I got t-shirts with the aircraft rendition of the aircraft on there. We also have those mugs. Put them in the corner here, probably over here. And check them out. And if you want to help support the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That helps me out. And make sure you like the video, put comments down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. So see you next time.